Hello everyone and welcome! It is time for more, Battlefield, finally, after a good amount of time. We're here. It's Season 7. And it's time to defend Chile against the Thousand Petals Coalition. So this is actually kind of cool that this is happening. See... For everyone who still remembers the game Battlefield 2142, there was a factory called Pan Asian Coalition, and basically this game right now became a prequel to that game. And with it, it had the so-called Thousand Petals Coalition, which is kind of the precursor to the Pan Asian Coalition. And they invaded Chile for their water and lithium. Kind of both, to be honest. So I guess we're not really talking long. There's new stuff. There are new weapons. There's a Scorpion for the very fast pew pew SMG. There is the AK-5C Swedish gun. It's probably going to be good considering this is a Swedish studio, so you know, the Swedish home turf bias. But yeah, gonna jump in, look at the new map, have some good fun, talk how everyone's week is going, how everything is working out. Hey Tom, it's better. I mean, again, this is so for context, because I get my grandpa died today, so that sucks. But I mean, yeah, I kind of saw it coming. It still fucking sucks. But yeah, had good made some good food today and just took it slowly, and it's getting better. Hope you had a good day though, and you know, new job and all. Hope that is going smoothly. Hey, one spot cat. Yeah, thank you. It's fine, I'd say. Like, yeah, it just sucks, you know? But also, like, he was going to be, like, here's the thing. It's not like it was, you know, oh no, he just suddenly died, or, you know, gross negligence, like it was with my, you know, uncle last year. Like, he was old. He was 89 years old, 90 this, he would have been 90 in May. Multiple, you know, injuries. Like, he broke his back. Like, he had a broken back. That he's, you know, that you never fully heal from that and all that. It was to be expected. Like, the last time I saw him, we still talked and all that, and I'm happy about that. Damn it. But, I mean, I guess to a degree it's better that way. So. Like, yeah, you felt him getting old. You know, slower speaking, misremembering stuff. It's, I don't know. Maybe it is better, you know, in a sense. I don't know what's worse. Like, you know, he's now dead, and I still had a good talk with him, and he was there, you know, knew me, remembered me. You know, again, a bit old, but the other thing could have been that he might have just forgotten, and like for the next 10 years there would be a person that was not someone that I knew anymore, or that knew me anymore. And that also sucks. So yeah, trying to take this the best way I can. Also, I can shoot people today, so that's fun. Yeah, ooh, the new weapon feels good. Ooh, railgun tank. There you go. Get some oh, wait a second. There was someone in the dead body. But how's everyone else's week going so far? How is the day? How's the time? Yeah, also this is new map. As you can see, we are in Chile, and yeah. Defending fuck. I didn't see that one. I totally didn't see that one. Shit. Damn it. Not seeing anyone. Wait. Damn. I was like, any names today I recognize, but nope. They really did a good job on this map, though. Very bright, very colorful. Oh, hello.
Give me a sit rep. Russian forces have sector control. Advantage is theirs. Already a costly battle.
Cat needs tanks, who wins? Yeah, I don't know if the tank is winning. But it does the big pew. Because that's a railgun tank actually, like yeah. Oh, they really limited how many vehicles you can have on this map. Or what type. Okay. It's kind of funny because I feel like they should do this to a degree more often. Oh, this reminds me, which one was that again? Oh yeah, there were the Russian Revolution maps in Battlefield 1. That you also could use that you only could use the British tanks. That was actually kind of interesting. Even though I would say if you could use the French tanks on it, it would have been a bit of madness. But yeah, basically, main battle tank, normal tank as we know it, and the AMK V90 Tor that's a railgun tank. So it's a light tank, but a railgun on top. So you can do the big pew, as you can see. There, the railgun. There it is. I can see that. I can see to that, yeah. First, need to... There's no... There you go. Oh, nice. Kind of a bit sad that Grandma Falk seems to not have gotten any good skins this season, which sucks. Everyone loves to play German Grandma. get a tank. I feel like our team is pretty good. Yeah, that I don't. Why not? Could go into the Nightbird. That's just. Oh, I should. Fuck! I should have. I could have
The enemy is focusing on Delta 1.
used. Scope. Honestly, the new animations on the weapons are pretty good. I know people are like screaming again, but it's like they're really fine. So, for everyone who doesn't know, they there we go. So, basically how the gun moves when you know aim and shoot. They basically made more animations for that this season so that every gun feels a bit more, well, weighty if you fight them. Which is pretty nice, honestly. And there's, you know, I can't go in, it's just two people. Oh, damn. Don't clog up the tanks. Okay. There you go. Healing. There we go. Okay, so where's the other person? Honestly, it's always kind of nice to try something new, like a gun new raw, without any attachments before you know, damn it, inevitably slap them full. Let's see, can we get a vehicle though? First of all. Aha. Ooh, nice. There's a nice big drum mag. Okay, interest. Oh, that's high power. Ah. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, neat. Let's see. There. Oh, deployed. Are you kidding me? How good is that tanker? Usually they just yeet themselves into death. This is a small map. Are you telling me there's a tanker that just survives on the light tank? There we go. Ooh. Da. Oh yeah, I feel what I totally get why people why they said this was kinda inspired by Karkand. It really feels like the first area and, you know, of that map. You know, which is good. Like, hell, I'm kinda... Honestly, I am always kinda down for them, you know, being like, oh hey, we have this concept of a map, and let's just make a new map. And usually good. Like, Redacted being like, yeah, hey, everyone loves the meat grinders. Oh, fucking hiding there. Of, you know, Metro and Locker, and then they're like, okay, let's just make, you know, an underground biodome research facility. And it's like, yeah, cool. But also, I mean, it kind of makes me feel like, here's the thing. You know what the problem is? Like, and you're like, oh hey, we made this map inspired by, you know, Karkand and, you know, other maps like Sewers from Battlefield 1 or 2142. You know, like, two-story buildings, kind of suburban, dense, you know, maybe helicopters, just a few tanks. This is a good map. I fucking love it. I just also now want Karkand back. Like, I know. It's just... You can't just go and be like, hey, this is a map, you know, inspired by Strike at Karkand. And then I play it. And it's like, yes, this is similar to Karkand. This is fun. I just kind of want, you know, I just kind of want Strike at Karkand back. Fuck. God, the energy drink really helps. Been, again, kind of down the whole day, so it's like trying to push me up a bit. But yeah. That's just kind of the stupid thing, and I know for some reason DICE has a weird aversion of remaking maps. Oh yeah, like, can we see? No. Oh, come the fuck on! Okay, so just so you know, one smart cat, they actually buffed vehicles this this season. So I kind of want to try it out again, because before it was more like how's it called? So, you know, if you ever played stuff like War Thunder, if you had a tank and a turret slew, it had to, you know, the turret had to physically move after where you aimed. While now it's much faster and snappier, like way more like, you know, older titles. And it looked really good. Like, they also nerfed some classes. I mean, I'd say they should go further, but that's me. Can you? Okay, I'm just fucking camping this now. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is Ooh, this is faster. Yes. Yes. Okay, I didn't take the railgun tank, if that is alright. Because I think the railgun tank is still better on, you know, bigger maps. You probably do a lot more with this one.
We just took Sector Alpha.
Oh, okay, yeah, this feels way more like the good old... Okay. I have to roll the invincible. I think I'm very much invincible here.
Begin your attack on that objective.
Stay alert.
Like... Oh yeah, someone joined. Flash isn't strong, steel is strong. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they actually buffed it because, again, you had the whole turret slew speed, and before that, there was also another build. So here's the thing.
Someone in front!
The enemy is very
Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't.
Incoming! Vehicle's taking damage!
Again, I am not a good tanker, but I know when I... Oh yeah, that happens a lot. So here's a thing that you might see me... I can try doing that later if you want to. So, you see... Oh,
almost gone.
hey, no misks. Yeah, welcome. Oh yeah, I see the 2043 squad is showing up. Hello. We're doing some tanking. This. Oh fuck. Blah. I am not good at tanking, is what I'm saying. My high time was Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, and that was it. But this feels definitely way more like that, actually. But yeah, blah. Let's repair this really quickly. Whoop. Okay. Oh, this feels much better, actually. I know some people were screaming, make them slower and make their damage higher and give them ammunition decay and fuel, and it's like, do you hate fun? Like, you know what? There are times in games for that, but this isn't it. Oh, wait. Fuck! Almost. Ah! I was good at this once, I swear.
They're hitting us!
Oh, there we go.
Bam! Tango down!
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, fuck.
All sectors retreat. Battle on.
Okay, tanking actually feels fun. I might actually do more vehicle games now. Damn. That was always one thing that I kind of hated about, okay, so here's this thing. Tanking always felt weird in the more modern titles, like... So I didn't vibe with the, you know, World War I tanks, even though I know people were like... When I streamed that, people were like, brick tank, brick tank, brick tank. It's like, yeah, brick tank indeed. You know, they didn't really vibe with that. I didn't really vibe with that. And with 5, it's like... It's not that I didn't know how to play it, it's more like... In 5 you literally camped. A lot. You literally camped a fuck ton in... Yeah, you literally camped a lot in 5, so... And this was still kind of true here, because most maps are big, open, have, you know, lots and lots of, like, don't have that much cover. Oh, I defaulted. Wait, what? No. I have drip outfits. Doesn't make that much sense. It's sad that she didn't get stuff for this. But you know, Angel has joined the 1,000 Petals Coalition, so evil invader of Chile. So yeah, basically, Yeah, the Thousand Petals Coalition is it's a combination of, I think, a few South American but mainly Asian nations and some from the Middle East that are basically angry about being left behind in this scenario. Because how should I put it in the best? Okay, so basically the story of this game, very briefly, is nearly every decade this world had a war. So this is actually an alternate timeline. Paris got nuked. We don't know if Paris is still a thing, but Paris got nuked. And, well, the Americans and Russians went to war against each other that, you know, lasted a few months, like, in the 2010s and 2020s. And also in the 2020s, China also went in for the right, so fun. And then in the 2030s, basically half of Europe burned down. So, you know, also fun. And the European Union collapsed and all that shit. So basically, it's not a good world, and also, well, they had the Kessler effect, so, yeah, fun. Basically, the current storyline is that they're kind of recovering to a degree. You know what? Let's do some sun dancing and try the new assault rifle, the AK-5C. Damn it! No Russian tanks. But yeah, basically the thing is that they went at each other, and then turns out, you know, the people responsible for the Kessler effect were the Americans. And they fucking hit it. Because they had a whole satellite thing gone wrong. And so the whole world was like, not cool. We can, you know what, we can, after this round, we can do maybe a round of breakthrough or rush on this map, and then we can just do main maps. There we have way more tanks, actually, so the likelihood that I get a tank is higher, and we can do more stuff. But yeah, basically, a lot of, you know, groups that are called the non-patrioted, basically people, you know, with no affiliation to that country anymore, because, you know, a lot of countries collapsed in that shit. They basically did the Metal Gear and founded their own nation in South Africa, and also took control of basically the second version of the whole satellite that, you know, went wrong back in the day. Because turns out, oh damn, the Americans. Yeah, Claire, hi, welcome. Yeah, okay, so basically you can split this, you can split the story of 2042 into two parts. The first the first 4 seasons, and now, probably now the later 4 seasons. We're in 7, 8 is coming, very likely, but we don't know if there are more. I'd say they probably go up to 10, but yeah. Basically, there is this guy Oz who's, you know, kind of rising up to be... He's a really high person up, you know, very respected person in the no-pads movements, who are like, basically, you know, mercenaries, pirates, just, basically people who lost their countries, fled, you know, economic instability and all that. And also because, you know, that universe has a lot of war, a lot of them are very, very much trained veterans of those wars. So that's a fun thing. And basically, his plan is that he goes and, you know, steals access to the weather satellite. And also founds, well, a nation in... his own nation in South Africa, so where everyone without a nation can find a new home. That's Namakwaland. So, yeah, sorry, that is just straight up Metal Gear. I'm sorry. Also, there's like... So yeah, there's this whole thing about the idea that the satellite can be used as a super weapon because it's a weather control satellite. Now, they don't use it as a super weapon, because actually the twist is that Oz is not Big Boss, and Oz is actually, you know, definitely kind of interested in this idea of the world should suck less, and maybe the power of, you know, controlling the weather shouldn't be in the hands of the Americans alone, who kinda caused a lot of problems altogether, you know? So he's kinda cool with that. So yeah, that's actually kind of the state of the world after season 4, and then they're like, yeah, parts recovered, but now as we learned, stupidly enough, so the idea of, you know, oh, the Americans shouldn't have all the power, led to, sadly, the thing, he kind of trusted the wrong person. Let me put it like that. So, here's the thing. To actually get this whole plot over, he collaborated with an organization called the Dark Market, which was basically a bunch of people who, like, basically 3 individuals, which we didn't know who they were. I think the Jaguar, the Dragon, and the Sparrow. And the Dragon was American, the Jaguar was Argentinian, and the Sparrow is German. Who basically just, you know, kind of were like, there's a lot of old military apparel, and people need mercenaries, and people need intelligence. Let's just fucking sell all of that. Just as of now. And they basically bankrolled the whole operation of stealing the weather satellite. Which then worked, and then they formed, you know, basically an official, company called Archangel that was like, hey, we're controlling this, so it's like, we're handing this out to everyone in need, and we're neither controlled by Russia or America, so everything is fine. Nothing was fine, actually. See, the problem is that Archangel was controlled by someone called Henry Blackburn. Henry Blackburn was the protagonist of the 3rd Battlefield game. Like, literally Battlefield 3, not the 3rd, the Battlefield 3. Henry Blackburn, let me just put it like this, he's basically the guy who wants to see the world burn. Like, literally, because he has just fucking beef with, I think, everyone. So he has this fun idea of, you know, let's use the weather satellite, but not for everyone. So, while, you know, after decades of everything, you know, climate change and other bullshit, at least mainly European nations were like, oh, hey, storms are not, storms and, fires are not ravaging our whole continent anymore, and, you know, our aquifers are filling up again, because as you might know, groundwater levels can recover really fucking slowly. So if you're like, if you want them to recover, you want to have steady weather for at least a decade. So now 5 years later, after, you know, what everything happened that I said before, only Europe had steady weather for, you know, half a decade. And, you know, some other countries, like in, for example, South America and such, but I digress. So basically a lot of Asian countries are now like, what the shit? Why don't we get that? We are literally still dying. So basically they just kind of had a lot of uprisings and formed a coalition called the Thousand Petals Coalition. Because, you know, 1,000 small nations coming together, and they're basically like, yo, we want the resources that, well, obviously the West has, but not the East. So they're like, fuck you, we're taking that resources for ourselves. And this is why they invaded Chile. Because, as you can see in the respawn, let me just put it like this. This is the Atacama Desert. There's lithium here. Lithium is really fucking valuable. But also, and this is actually true, I don't know if anyone from Chile is actually here, but under the Atacama Deserts are really fucking big aquifers. There's a giant aquifer under this town. So basically they're like invading for water and lithium. And this is the current state of the world. Pretty fucked up, and someone is basically starving one half of the planet for resources.
Just hold on, I can help.
Anyway, Battlefield lore, yay! It's not like I'm kind of the only person really caring about that, besides, you know, a few of those cards were pretty cool. But yeah, pretty Metal Gear story. Yeah. Ugh. Fuck. I should play better. Damn it. Wait, do we have... No! Come on! Let me tank! The tank was fun! The tank was really fun. Ah, there we go. The new AR is really fun. Even though I kind of wished, you know... Oh hey, we're going back to Chile. Which is kind of funny that Chile is the most represented country in this whole game right now in terms of multiplayer maps. That's just like... Okay. It's just kind of funny how that just happened. Fuck. Like, maybe have a... You know, maybe put some weapons in there that have a bit more to do with... You know, South America. Like, right now the setup feels more like, okay, you know what, we have this, now we have, like, gameplay that is kind of like, you know, like Kakand. We have the buildings more like Arica Harbor, so we have some Bad Company callbacks, some Battlefield 2 callbacks, and all the gadgets and weapons are from Battlefield 4, but it's still like... I mean, what? This is a Swedish gun. Like, what? I don't know, what guns are used in... I don't know, they just have something that's more, you know, more used in South America. There are definitely some of those. Damn it. Hey, don't you fucking kill me. Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, right. They have a wingsuit, so let's just use this a bit. How did they not get out of the wingsuit? Ah. Honestly, kind of neat that you can, you know, actually use it to get around. Like, the elevation difference helps with that. You can still use it to a degree. Like, it always sucks when, you know, the wings can only be used because, oh, it's flat. Like, for example, on the last map, Redacted, you couldn't really use Sundance's wingsuit. Only the scatter grenade, really. So, I mean, it was good because, you know, tight underground corridors, so Scatter grenade does a lot of boom and death. But I do like the wingsuit. There we go. Why do I suck so much today? Seriously. There we go. It's much better. Huh. Fuck. So yeah, how has everyone else been doing so far? I'm currently talking a bit into the void here. Ah. Okay. Ah. Well. And you hopefully you can get some good rest. Ooh, nice. Fuck. I hope you can get some good rest. I don't know if you know what? Today's shitty news actually came on top of a a night of no sleep, and it just fucking sucks. I think my biggest problem is also just the reality that like when I dream and shit, it's like really fucking realistic, like intense dreaming. Like no shit, sometimes and also just all of my anxieties manifest there. It's not fun. Like for one example, recently I had this thing that I was sleeping and then I dreamed of I dropped a plate, just to eat from, and the moment it hit the floor, everything in my brain just short-circuited to the idea of this happened. And even when I was wide awake afterwards, it's like, no, that happened. Have anxiety now that you destroyed something, even though I kinda know I didn't. It was way too fucking real. So yeah, good job. Me.
All U.S. forces retreating. Victory is ours.
So yeah, that's fun when you, like, I think this is always why you don't have good discussions on certain things you can have with only online but online. It just makes it I hate it when dream stuff carries over. Luckily you just forget my dreams. You're really lucky. I don't do that, and even then it fucking lingers. Like I think this is one of those main differences that people simply have. Like, for example, when you go and let's just say like for example the whole vivid dreaming thing. I know a lot of people have intense dreams. You know, also sometimes dreams that, you know, are really, you know, clear and such. But I think there is definitely a very clear difference between how people, you know, between a, you know, intense dream what a lot of people have and what I have, literally fucking living through a nightmare. Because it's not nice. And then you know, people are like, oh, it's just a bad dream, you get over it. And it's like, that's the problem when something is not just a bad dream, actually. It's really not nice. Oh, yeah, yes, let's see. Can we get... No! Oh, you get way more vehicles than Breakthrough, holy shit. The brawlers in here? Damn. Oh, we can join. Okay. That is the weirdest spot because it literally does nothing. I feel like they wanted to have a four-seated tank because then a whole squad can pilot it, but yeah. I mean, it's just how it is, you know? But yeah, if you have something like a bad, you know, like one of those dreams that are just really fucking vivid, and you know, you wake up, you try to recover from that shit, and then you're like, oh yeah, hey, your grandpa died. It's like, oh cool, I will not have rest today. That's just wonderful, I'd say. Oh, that sucks. I mean, mine are probably a bit more, you know, mine are probably just a bit more, you know, quote-unquote normal, like, you know, usually I'm stuck in school, but, like, less, you know, oh, hey, you're back, no, less back in school, more like eternal limbo, you will never get out of here kind of way. So, yeah, this spare time, woo, I am trauma dumping on stream, shooting up pixels. Oh, isn't Twitch wonderful? That's content right here.
We are moving to assault Bravo 2.
I wanted to spawn in the tank. God damn it. Oh, yeah. It's, I mean, you know what? I kind of know that also. It's just more like... There's probably also just a layer of, you know, oh, the person failed, so we just, you know, sticking you back in here so you can just keep on doing, I don't know, something along the lines of you're worthless and just waste your life in here because then you're not bothering rest of society until you figure out what you want to do. And it's like, what? Let me just put it like this. It's just anxiety manifested. It really is not that coherent. Okay, can we? No! Come on, you have to... There should be... you know what? KV brought up. Light tank, or the tank? Oh! The ERF is going into town. I see. Yeah, the problem is that with the KV brawler, someone needs to drive and someone needs to shoot, but this is a really good anti-vehicle tank. Ooh, nice, there's new music. Honestly, I kind of wish we would have gotten the MEC back to a degree, but I feel like in the current setup, it's more like the EU will push the Thousand Petals Coalition out of the Middle East, because in 2142 they are kind of defending the Middle East, so they're probably the quote-unquote occupy. I mean, my big guess is that they're probably gonna pull one like, you know, oh hey, Turkey is part of the EU, and I mean in law they're doing like, oh, Turkey is part of the EU, and you know, much of the Middle East was once, you know, their territory, aka, you know, Ottomans. So I'm more like, you know what, we should totally do that as well. Yeah. That's one of them. I should probably put a better gun on there than... Oh fuck! Peak Gaming didn't last long.
We have begun our attack on Charlie 2.
What I kind of hate about, what I kind of wish that they would still do, like, down the line, is that, so the KV Brawler is in reality actually amphibious, but for some reason not in game. They can just patch that in actually, because they have similar chassis vehicles on in Portal. They could also bring those in again, so as amphibious thing, but the MAV is amphibious, because god damn it, do I wish that 20 like there would be a native 2142 naval landing map. Like obviously I am the one screaming all the time, please make Wake Island 2042, because Wake Island is peak. Oh fuck, I was killed by peak. But yeah, I'm missing Wake Island. I know people are like, no, make it a Portal. I was like, no. Wake Island should have, and like, here's the thing. I know DICE is like, you know, the devs of this game. They're weirdly hesitant to, you know, remakes. Like, I mean, Call of Duty has like at least one remake per season. So they just, but I mean, okay, they have smaller maps, but they eat out remakes, and people like that. And they usually have, you know, their own, oh, we have this map that every time comes back. Like, for example, you know, every Black Ops game has Nuketown. And probably one of the other maps that are very popular, like, oh hey, let's have Summit in here or something. So, you know what I mean about those maps. I just find it so weird that, you know, they were like, oh yeah, we have Wake Island in every game until Battlefield 3, and then with Battlefield 4 they were like, not putting Wake Island in here now, and then one day, we're not putting Wake Island in here. And it's like, I guess Hardline had Grand Bazaar, but fuck me, I wish they had the form of Wake Island. I was like, but that was cops and robbers. Yeah, get creative. Like, how the fuck do you will you put Wake Island in the game? Huh? Get creative. It could be a lot of things. Like, you know what? It's Wake Island, but it's like a drug baron mansion in the Caribbean. You could do that. Just 80s Hollywood movie and stuff. But yeah, no, I think they should definitely do Wake Island. Because that's just such a good map. It has everything, like literally everything. It's I mean, I think one of the reasons why, for example, that oh, nice, there's the theme.
The Russians are defeated. The entire site is now secure.
I've booked the day off for the day of Revelation. Ah, Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah. Nice. Oh, you have fun with Dragon's Dogma 2. We still need to play that Dragon's Dogma 1. That kind of sucks. But yeah, a lot of how should I say that? A lot of you know, nowadays it's old, and then I see people being like, oh hey, these are the best multiplayer maps of all time, and then I just sit there and like then you know, never see stuff like Wake or Carcanton, and it's like, oh, but you're fans. Like, yes, but most people don't know them anymore, which is wild because again, 10 years ago, that was just common knowledge in, you know, the multiplayer sphere online. Like, yeah. Let's just jump into normal conquest and let's see if we can get some more tanks. Or should we go into the really big conquest? But there the maps are more limited actually. We don't. Well, let's just do normal conquest. Then we can actually have all the maps. Yeah, it's just so weird to me because then people are like, oh, DE does 2. Like, yeah, DE does 2 it should be on the list. It's a classic, but like then it's just, you know, weird mixtures of Call of Duty and Siege maps, and it's like, I like Siege, but let's just be real here. None of their maps are like that iconic or that good. Like, okay, I shouldn't be more like I shouldn't shit too much on Siege. It's more like, let me put it like this. Siege has its own good gaming loop, okay? And it has good varied maps with that. But I don't think any one of the maps really highlights why this is so good, you know? Why this is worth it. That's what I mean with hey Joggle, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah. We're actually out of the Chile front line. We're now in South Africa and talking about all-time multiplayer maps, and it's like people putting Siege maps on there, which is like, I played Rainbow Six Siege. It's a good game, it's just...
You're being deported
Okay,
south.
yes.
Site of an illegal American
Ah.
operation. Their forces aren't looking to launch rockets this time. They want the No-Pat rebels encamped here. If you come across Oz, take him dead or alive. But if you see his machine, leave it intact. We need that tech. The world needs it. And we won't let America's secrets threaten us any longer.
Also, there are fucking hovercrafts in this game, but like, again, no naval landing map. What the fuck? But yeah, radar tank time! Swedish tank, actually. It's a Swedish tank with radar on top. It sways so fast, man. That's actually really fucking cool. But yeah, that's what I mean. They're good maps. It's just not... It's not just something where I look at and be like, oh, that's actually... like... something to go down in the books, you know? And then people can be like, you know, oh, Wake Island is also just popular because it was back then in 1942. And it's like, no, Wake Island is good because 1942 has a lot of maps that are awful, actually. Like, or, you know, more like, they're kind of awful.
You've taken command of Echo Sector.
They're kind of awful, but, you know, they, played better back in the day, but they were not good. Like, same with Battlefield 2 and such. They had a lot of maps that just sucked. Like, I know people are like, oh, Banda wetlands and such. And I'm like, no, that was not good. That was just, it was just a flat fucking map with some swamp basins. It's like, it played fine because of how the game worked, but it wasn't good, you know? But like, Wake Island? I mean, it's, honestly, the funniest part about that is that Wake Island... There we go. Like, Wake Island was a weird fucking mess in 1942.
Delta sector is under our control. This strategy is not working. Hostiles control more sectors than we do.
Yes. Get sniped.
Hostile spotted at Echo 1.
We have control of Charlie Sector.
It's the radar tank is still so good for killing air vehicles. Ah. You know what? I deserve that. I can't deserve that.
Delta Sector.
Whoops. I would need to. It wasn't even a big tank. It's like a literal small tank. You know what? Let's do anti-air. Yes. Wait, Thomas? What? Wait, are you in here?
How are we faring?
Hi, yeah, I'm stream. Where are you?
Objectives quickly.
Holy shit, yeah, yeah. Place 6. Hi, Thomas. Oh fuck, I didn't hit. Hi. And it was like, oh, that would be wild if we run into each other. And then we fucking did. How's it going? There we go. Oh shit, I probably need to clip that. Holy shit. Internet's really good. I should have read that name, damn. Oh, Bamboozle, that's... Oh. Whoops. Hi. Wild cameo. From Thomas. Welcome. Get out of here. Ah, damn it. Rip big tank the size of a small tank. I mean, you know what? Fair. It's in the big tank category. It's not a small support vehicle. Oh boy, that happened.
Support package is ready. Go in if you need it.
I got. Oh. Hack warning. Wait, where's the hacker? Fuck. I'm burning now. Just because you hacked me.
We've taken control of Gold Sector.
Our plan is working. We now control more sectors than the enemy. Echo 1 under attack by hostiles.
Enemy has taken Gold Sector.
Fuck. Oh my, tanks are definitely way more, beefy. Kill that shot. Yeah, I wanted to, but I was killed by... No, I shouldn't fly. I should not fly. I know, I'm not good at flying. I'm not good at flying. I won't try. Okay, no, not yet. Can you be? I'm not going to use jets, by the way. You know what? With the buffs, I'm okay with the tank. I'm not good with this. I'm not good with jets. Like, I'm so fucking bad with jets. Like, I tried it in nearly... You know what, fuck it. Let's go again. Hubris has never killed anyone. Let's just do this again.
We have lost Foxtrot sector to the enemy.
Fuck you and your jet specifically.
They control more sectors than we do. We must counterattack.
Oh, wait. You fuck. No. You come back here. You come back here. Oh, fuck off.
We have secured Gulf sector.
Stealth helicopter as in... I'm not looking. Those are stealth helicopters. You can go into stealth and then you have bombs and then you can bomb people, which I would do. Oh my god! It was you again. Hubris! Nearly all my tanking efforts are getting wasted by you. Great. Wonderful. Perfect. No notes. Everything is absolutely perfect. Let me... Come on, gimme. Honestly, especially on maps like this, I wish they would, Ooh. Fuck! I was like, should I do take one? Gone. Cool. Yeah. Decide faster. I mean, 30 millimeter, 35, that's definitely just way better. Oh god, I need to get to that. I definitely need to get to the 35 millimeter. Then I could probably pop, oh, there we go. But yeah, I kind of wish they would implement, you know, the ground war game mode from Homefront in Battlefield one day.
Well done. We have secured almost every sector.
Especially on maps like Flashpoint, this would work so well in my opinion, because the main problem this game has, so one problem I think this game has, especially with, you know, having a lot of bigger maps at their disposal, you still, oh my god, the disrespect. Team, you gotta do better than letting the Norwegian guy steal your Nightbird. There you go. Oh, it's dead already. Oh, there you go. Wait a sec, that's you. Haha. They would actually fit maps like, you know, Flashpoint so well, and I think... How's the IKEA map called again? Oh, you don't. Oh, yeah, you're diving away again. Come back here. Come back here.
We've limited reserves left. available.
One of our objectives is under attack.
Fuck! Oh, the fucking sniper rifle! Oh, the anti-material rifle, really? The goddamn anti-material rifle.
Alpha sector now secure.
Great. Oh.
This battle is won. No bats, we owe you a debt.
Ah, that was fun. Still one though, so... Not the best team, but... Still kinda made it. Still. Kinda. Ah... Ooh. Oh, I can put that one on. Ah. Great. Well, that was random running. I mean, it's not as weird as that one rush round I was once in with Danny, where, like, according to him, like, half of Battlefield YouTube was in for some random reason. Like, it was, like, some random week in Season 1, and it was, like, Rush on Exposure, and, yeah, for some reason... Nearly everyone was in there, and they weren't on, they weren't in squads. I think one or two, but like, they didn't team up. For some reason, like, again, half of Battlefield's influencers were just there. And then he was like, oh, like, there's Jack Frags, there's the Catwoman, and it just went on. We were like, what? How? That was the most random assortment ever. I tell you, that was just like, okay. Let's see. Ooh, back to Chile. Honestly, now that I think about it, because probably we're currently having most people play in the Haven game, in the Haven mode, and you're playing the normal playlist, yeah, that could mean there's just a very small amount of people actually playing it, so yeah, the likelihood that we're getting matched into the same server makes more sense. Let's see. Not seeing you here. Ah, sad, it's gone. That was great. But yeah, one of the other... how's it called? Chile maps. We have actually 3 in the game, which is kind of wild to think about. Like, ooh, more tank. No, it's not a tank. Ooh, it's the armored jeep.
Our forces are attacking Charlie 2.
Armored jeep, yeah. Okay, it didn't happen again. Just, yeah, random Torvis. He's a good guy. You can follow him on Twitter and like, you know, maybe subscribe on YouTube and such. He's nice.
Our troops are attacking Bravo 6.
Bonk. Whee. So this is probably the funniest part because you see, because they had like, I mean, this is probably because of that, even though they definitely updated the assets and, you know, it's like kind of the same building structure, so it's less. Even if they had to make it new, it would still look very similar. So, you see, back when this game launched, they had this whole thing about having like remake maps from, you know, older games, like 1-to-1 remakes. And also the guns and mechanics from that game roughly emulated in Portal mode. And after the game had certain problems, you know, one not 28 players really working out, and now they're making 64-player maps again. They also added those, you know, 64-player maps. Okay, not all of them, but, you know, some of them, like the Battlefield 3 and the Bad Company 2 ones. I think they could still add Battle of the Bulge. That is actually kind of a fine map, and the only Conquest Assault map in the game so far, which is like... It's like, come on, give us more Conquest Assault. Also Wake Island, anyway. They added those to the game. And because Bad Company 2 is like set in Chile, well, South America, but most of the maps are in Chile, we now have 3 Chile maps in the game. Which is like, wow. I almost wish they would, you know, just go back and give Valparaiso and, you know, Arica Harbor a bit of a facelift. So they're more like, you know, exchange some of the wreckage with more modern tanks and be like, oh yeah, no, those maps are now like lore accurate to 2042, and they're like, oh, that would be nice. Okay, I mean, Valparaiso could definitely need a bit more of a facelift. Nice. In my opinion, because the whole, the map is fine. Like, the whole upper part here with B2 and such wasn't in the game before, wasn't on the map beforehand because it was a rush-only map, so only this small strip of land here, and that's not anymore. Yeah. They should at least make a Chile playlist, like being like, oh yeah, even if it's not 100%, you know, it's not graphically updated, they should. Just being like, oh, the fight for Chile, and then you have like, you know, all the 3 Chile maps in there. And that could be cool.
We're taking damage.
Nice. Honestly, at that point, I kind of wish they would also remake Atacama Desert, which shouldn't be too hard. Like, it's a desert, and wrecked shipwreckages and mostly assets you already have, so that feels like a map you could easily remake and just be like, oh yeah, they're also invading, you know, there's just another battle. It's like, oh yeah, you could easily make like, again, a Chile playlist with like 4 maps and be like, oh yeah, that's the battle for Chile, that's good, that would be cool. Rambling about here. But also they should make Wake Island because Wake Island is the GOAT. Besides Karkand. I mean, okay, actually, Arica Harbor and a lot of the Bad Company 2 maps are also really fucking good. Really fucking good. Hey Zep! Yeah, it's really fun. Had some random stream encounter with Torvis. That was unexpected, but very just very fun. And you know, he's better at countering my very shitty driving. Wow. Let's just Oh, throwing knives. Wait, oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah, you want to join maybe for the last hour, for the last rounds? We could definitely put in the old, the new map again, if you want to. Yeah, Wake Island, I want it back, because if anyone doesn't know what Wake Island is, it's actually a real island that was actually also taken by the Japanese during World War II. But it's kind of cool because it just has everything, like you know, the attacking team, because it's, you know, Conquest Assault, actually has to do a beach landing. I love beach landings. Like, here's the thing. I think the gameplay of Battlefield in general is pretty good and really nails the mixture of, you know, vehicle combat and, you know, vehicle combat, infantry combat, and in general I think the whole, ironically the whole destruction gimmick is less of a gimmick. Oh yeah, that sucks then, yeah. I don't know how much moving a mouse would be then, but yeah, that definitely sucks. But yeah, you have, but I think the main thing that really makes this, what makes these games shine is, I think there's always this whole, oh, we need to make aquatic warfare in here. It's like, it's not really working that well. Like, they had assault boats in 4, and they were fine. It's like, the whole water maps in 4 were, there were some solid ones, but I don't think anyone were ever, like, hitting, you know, everything, you know, hitting it really well. Ironically, I think the Lost Islands that I played after I replayed that one from one of the DLCs was probably the best, because they made island hopping actually doable by, you know, not requiring boats and just having parts where boats and vehicles can cross. And it's like, oh hey, that actually worked way better, but also, you know, shows the problem. But, you know, amphibious landings, that's where these games shine. I know people are like, oh, they can be, you know, very spawn campy and such. That can be fixed, but still, the thing is, that's really just not in many games. Like, you have games that are like, oh yeah, you also have a tank here and there. Like, even Call of Duty is doing that now. You have games that are like, oh hey, we have destruction. Yeah. But I really don't know many games that are like, oh hey, you start on a ship, you hop in a tank, and you fucking drive onto shore with, you know, everyone. And you conquer that shore, and you push inwards, and it just becomes more and more of an assault. That's not something that a lot of games have, simply. In fact, besides this game, this game series, I don't really know any, frankly. And it sucks that it's always getting more of a backseat. Like, yeah, I get it, World War I, there weren't that many amphibious landings, and, you know, World War I is more well known for botched amphibious landings. Escalating naval landing, yeah, the escalating naval landings are such a misgenre. Yeah, they are. Oh fuck, I should have. Nose itched. Nose itched in the wrong moment. That's true. That's true. I think you can have this, you know, long assault thing in, you know, also different maps. Again, Strike at Karkand, in my opinion, does a similar feeling, just with tanks rolling into the suburban area from the desert. That's also cool, but yeah, I don't think it's that fluid though, you know. It's not the same as, you know, you really start in a ship in a landing craft and then you drive onto shore just fluidly. That's just one thing. And like, if this works, like, you have some of the best experiences in, you know, like, again, Wake Island, there's a reason why this map became so legendary, because again, there were a lot of bad maps in 1942. See, they literally remade how's it called, El Alamein, and you'd be like, oh hey, that was a big tank battle, and yeah, it was, you know, the map was known in 1942 to be, you know, one of the tank maps. It sucks. It's just a hill in a desert. It fucking sucks. And even back then, it was just like, you pop in the tank and you played the tank. It wasn't really any of the whole, you know, the mixed thing. The mix is the thing that makes it. And then you compare, and then again, you look at Wake Island, and it's like, you have this horseshoe design, okay? So, if you play Conquest Assault, it's not that you have to land on one position. You can actually land on at least 2 positions, or circle around. Or you can even, if you have still a boat, you can actually, you know, your push on one hand is not going well, just switch over and support the push on the other side. It's so flexible, that map, okay? And then when you have a flag, you can spawn tanks on them, and suddenly it goes from amphibious warfare, you know, with lighter vehicles that, you know, try to outflank the enemy, to, oh, you have the main battle tanks out, or, you know, you have the big tanks out, and then they go in. That's actually really fucking cool. And then you still have, you know, planes and an air battle, and in 1942, and, you know, we're getting into the, that wasn't idea territory, you had submarines. And an aircraft carrier. Yeah, so, I don't know if you ever knew, but 1942 was a weird experimental game that was just wonky as shit in a lot of ways. Like, you could fucking, like, in later games, an aircraft carrier is just a static object. It's a spawn base. And, you know, it kind of makes sense, right? It kind of makes sense if you think about it like that. Yeah, obviously, you wouldn't drive around the spawn point, the main spawn point of your game, or in your whole match, your lobby. You could in 1942. And let me tell you, the big problem is that, well, you had this whole thing going on that the attacking team just had one fixed spawn point, and then it needed to conquer all the flags on the island. And that fixed spawn point was the aircraft carrier.
Objective secure.
Now it gets very funny though, because again, if you can control the aircraft carrier, you're probably going to be like, oh, so there's like, you know, smart maneuvering and, you know, good tactics. No, usually it's just some bumfuck idiot who is like, I'm gonna drive the aircraft carrier, and then they're driving the aircraft carrier into the enemies. Okay, and then your aircraft carrier is gone. And then you sit there and being like, wait, that was our unmovable spawn point. And you're like, yeah, that was your unmovable spawn point. Yeah, it was a mess. In the first place, carrier doctrine was always about being mobile within a specific reason. Yeah, but like, this is more of a landing thing, you know? So in, yeah. In later titles, they were just like, you know what, the carrier is just a stationary object that also just, you know, makes it more easy for us to actually get performance on the map, because... Okay, let me put it like this. DICE always has a weird way of making engines that are like, you know, they can do certain things, and that's kind of impressive. but they're kind of wonky at that. If you don't, you know, like Frostbite, yeah, they just made destructible environments that looked pretty good and had good physics with, you know, vehicle stuff and all that on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That's impressive. The game was wonky. Bad Company 1 and 2 were wonky. Battlefield 3 was still wonky as shit. That's just a fact of those games. Actually, that's just you can't get the wonkiness out of a Battlefield game. Let me tell you that. You can't do that. It will just stay wonky. But yeah, in the old games, they were just like, yeah, let's just have the giant ass thing move around, and then they were like, yeah, maybe don't do that. So you know what? You'd think after Battlefield 2 they were like, and you know, them all being like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't, you know, let giant objects move through the map. It's kind of a, you know, performance nightmare and such. And you're like, yeah, you've grown up. You make good decisions. Let's do that on all maps. What? All maps. What? Every team gets basically an aircraft carrier on all maps. What? And it has shields. What? Performance go wee. And it was 2142, and it was literally the main mode of the whole fucking game. I'm serious. If they ever bring back Titan mode in like a 2142 remake, or you know, they're gonna be static objects again. God, were the Titans a buggy mess. Like, I'm serious, the Titans were a buggy mess. They're like, you know, they're hovering aircraft carriers, both teams had one, and people had to land on them to even, you know, finish the match. Like, it's, oh my god. It was a wonky nightmare. Just never change. Okay, kinda changed in some areas, actually. Kinda changed in some areas. But yeah, that's why I want Wake back. It's good. And Oman. Oman was so good. I mean, Kak Island also, but yeah, still. It feels like they need to do at least 2 more remakes from each game. It's like, you don't do enough remakes. Give me back Wake Island. Have Wake Island again in every game. Just fuck. Ah, well. Oh yeah, have you all seen the trailer to The Acolyte? Trinity is a Jedi now. It's very hot. Not going to lie. It's not like our generation has a crush on Trinity since we watched the first Matrix movie. It's just something seeing her as a Jedi, you know? You know? There's just something about that. Oh damn! Fuck! I don't want to spoil you. It's good. Also, really, the first High Republic series. It actually looks kind of interesting. Like, okay, I still want my Old Republic series slash. I still need to watch. You should watch Andor. Andor is so good. Andor is so fucking good. Seriously, it's so good. Yeah, I'm actually very interested because, again, we usually just know of, you know, the Republic era slash Clone Wars, and it gets a second season. Yes. Absolutely love that. I mean, it's kind of interesting because they were like, oh, this is a new era. Like, you know, I mean, it makes sense, you know. They defeated the Sith during the Old Republic, which was a problem. Let me just put it like this. I have this crackpot theory that literally everything we see about the Sith, you know, about the Sith is basically just filtered through Jedi propaganda after they won. And then, you know, Palpatine was just the biggest asshole around. Anyway, Sith actually did nothing wrong. Anyway, you're probably like, but the Sith are wrong. Counterpoint, Your Highness. Drip. You're like, you're telling me I can't fuck, can't have emotions, but also can't wear the dark hoodie, cool masks, and have a red lightsaber? I'm sorry, the dark side is just calling my gay ass over now. Like, but, you know, there are some of them are evil. Evil is just, there are many definitions of what is evil. Also, drip. Again, drip. Also, you know what? I'm just built different. I'm just gonna do it differently. Ooh, don't fall to the dark side of the Force. But what if the dark side of the Force is gay? Ever thought about that? Yeah, I know. There's this whole thing that, you know, the Sith are not a... That's the main thing. The Sith are not a whole, you know... They're not a uniform block. That's a main thing you need to always keep in mind. Like there is a block that basically wants to be like, oh yeah, we are the Sith. And certain have powers, but like, the Old Republic and the old Sith Empire were not uniform. Like, in the Old Republic, you definitely had more... You also had more quote-unquote fascistic leanings, because they were like, we're fighting the Sith Empire, we kinda need to do that. And there were people in the Sith Empire who were like, you know what, having an iron fist sucks, actually, and we shouldn't stand for that, because that's actually against our doctrines, to a degree. That happened. That was definitely a thing back then. You know what? You could even say that with the whole... I mean, you know, the Sith Empire was kind of eradicated, and the Sith also by the Jedi. Definitely not evil person shit. You could definitely say that the Republic, the High Republic, just basically made their own problem. You know? Yeah, they're both hypocritical. That was always the kind of the point to a degree. But I want to more point out that, I mean, if you think about it, Palpatine was made by the High Republic. Like, yeah, Palpatine was already kind of a shithead. Let's just not mince words here. You know, someone who followed a Sith doctrine that was, you know, way more egocentric and was like, I want all the power. But also, they were kind of the last ones left. Like, here's the thing. The Sith that, you know, were kind of the nice ones in the Empire, you know, as much as there were nice Jedi in the Old Republic, they were also pretty shitty Sith, pretty shitty Jedi, and pretty shitty Sith, because, like, yeah, you, like, sometimes your idea of justice is literally just fascistic. That can easily be, you know, yeah, it's, you know, it's always how you do that, and there are definitely Sith who are, like, way more Jedi-like, and there are Jedi who are way more Sith-like, because, the difference is not that big, and it's really how people act to a big degree on that. But, I mean, if we look at the Star Wars films that we have right now, one needs to keep in mind that, like, the Clone Wars were really fucking bad. Like, in the same way that the Sith were probably just eradicated once, and with them, maybe even the possibilities for, you know, how's it called? you know, more moderate Sith, or, you know, even really good Sith, actually, they were gone because, again, they're dead now. So, to a degree, you have almost, you know, you basically just have leftover Jedi that... Well, let's just be real here. The Jedi Order was already not in a good state and kind of fucked in terms of their doctrines. That just got worse. That literally just got worse, because now you just have nearly no one, and the one person everyone kind of wants to task with rebuilding the Jedi Order, sucks at that, and, you know, doesn't know what to do, because, again, the best his teacher gave him was just fucking relax and believe in the Force, Luke. And, like, yeah, obviously he's kind of a mess, being like, oh, hey, how do you arrive with a whole fucking ideological order? And also, to a certain degree, yeah, how the fuck did, you know, if we think about the idea that Palpatine is kind of, okay, oh fuck, it's kind of the same as, you know, Luke in that regard, just way more exacerbated, in the sense that it's about, you know, the only reader specific there of GCW and the Empire and New where they draw their power from their intentions. Yeah, because that's one of the main things you need to keep in mind. The leftover Sith were radicals already, and someone like Palpatine, who probably was on his own and had just, you know, a few of, you know, on his own people to, you know, he had Darth Maul and then later Darth Vader. It's like you really didn't have many people left. Also, let me just be clear here. It's kind of funny that the show's called The Acolyte, but, you know, you don't see that many acolytes. And like, oh hey, there's a Sith, and it's like, let me just do a prediction here. The Acolyte is about Palpatine. Like, yeah, who's the Acolyte? It's not a Jedi. It's a Sith Acolyte. It's Palpatine. That's just a fucking... That's a guess on my half, Claire. I can be way off. No more pops. Oh fuck, why is there still a tank there? I mean, you know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm like... It's in the High Republic. It's about, oh, we're noticing Sith again. It's like... It could very much just play on the idea that that is about... That could be the case, that it's Pelagius and, you know... Oh. Go. Really like the AK-5. Probably just going back to Haven again, so Zep can see the new map. It's also probably a bit faster paced than Kaleidoscope. Half of that map is just accessible on 128. If they did cut out the skyscrapers, this could have all been 64 players, and it would work really well, actually. Like, you know what, to a degree, it's probably kind of funny if they don't do, if they just never show Pelagius. It would be so funny, actually. It would be also kind of cool if Pelagius just stayed a mystery. Yeah, both can. I just kind of find the idea of Pelagius just staying ambiguous, or, you know, just notes about Pelagius, just way more interesting, actually. Like, it would be way funnier if, like, you know, in some movie later on, or someone just, you know, some other old Sith just mentions Pelagius, and it's like, oh boy, no, Pelagius was kind of shit at his job to a degree. It would be kind of funny, you know, this idea of Pelagius being hyped up, but only through the eyes of Palpatine, who probably liked him, and... You know what? That is very normal for modern TV shows, actually. Damn it. Also, you know what? What I also noted when we talk about series again, what I definitely noticed lately is that a lot of people just have absolutely shit takes again. And, you know, never read articles because, so basically there's the Fallout, you know, there's a Fallout series coming to Amazon Prime. And if you want to have my honest opinion, it looks actually pretty good. Like, actually pretty good. It's like, oh hey, that's actually set in California, and it's about the, you know, the whole conflict of the, you know, of the factors of the first game, the California New Republic and all that. You know, it's not New Vegas, but, you know, it's still in the same area and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. And now people are screaming and kicking because the, you know, in an interview, the series director said, you know, you can't, just give me stuff from the Fallout and just want to play. It's, you know what, I just saw the trailer and it really looks good. It's probably gonna be good. The thing is just, you know, the director said you shouldn't try to please fans because that's a fool's errand. And now people on the internet just knee-jerk reaction go like, why do they put people that hate our franchises at the... And it's like, hey, listen, idiot. If you read that article, the guy literally talked about how he fucking nearly lost his job due to playing too much Fallout 3. I do not know how you can do that, but you know what? Kudos. If you can, good on you. You probably really like Fallout then. But yeah, it's just funny because the whole quote was about the idea that if you try to jam all the things in, you know, fans write on the internet, you're not gonna make a good series, and they will never be, you know, they won't be happy with that anyway. So he was literally saying, just do your own thing, and, you know, hope the end result is liked by people. And it's like, yeah, true. And now people pretend like he hates the series, or, you know, never played the Fallout games. Like, what the fuck? Like, if the guy never played the Fallout game, we wouldn't have a game about the new California Republic. You know, the show about the new California Republic. He wouldn't do that. He would probably look at material from Fallout 4 and just make a slapdash copy of that. Yeah, that's the thing. He literally was about, you shouldn't try going in pleasing fans. You should make your own shit. And that's gonna be interesting. Because, let me just be clear here. We saw what happened if you try to please fans. Rise of Skywalker. That show, that movie, cut so much stuff out. Because, you know, people screamed online, we don't like, Finn. Which is like, hey, just think for 1 second who's crying that, by the way. And so they just cut the whole Finn is inciting a stormtrooper uprising. What? And like, there was a whole thing about, you know, Kylo Ren literally going off the deep end and just, like, literally presenting Rey the severed heads of, you know, the parents that abandoned her, just being like, look what I can do for you. And she's just like, what the fuck? And it's like, that couldn't happen because, you know, people online were shipping them, so I guess we need to do that. And the end result was the movie sucked. The movie just fucking sucked. It literally just fucking sucked so hard because the problem is, if you try to cram shit in to please the fans of, you know, especially, you know, people in online discourse, A, you're going to pick a side, and B, you're gonna piss people off, and B, you're really not going to have a lot of, just much of a movie, actually, because you're just gonna have like I was hardline against the ship of Rey. Let me just be clear here, okay? Rey and Kylo were from the moment, and I mean from the first movie, from J.J. Abrams, definitely set up as antagonists. They were, like... Let me just be clear here. Kylo Ren was always pointed out as egocentric and all of that. And it was deliberate. That was in the first movie. He was possessive, he was egocentrical, and also, most importantly, beyond redemption. Or, you know, if he had one moment that where he realized he really fucked up. That was probably, yeah, I mean, it's not that that people spoke out against that, you know, that was just blatant racism from Disney. Which sucks. It's like, you have fucking John Boyega. The guy, like, John Boyega is one of those actors that is on the screen and he has presence, okay? He demands the screen. And you're just like, yeah, how about we, you know what? I'm not even that pissed about the fact that he's, you know, not the Jedi in that movie. Like, yeah, he could have been. You could have probably had one of the most charismatic ones ever. Hell, I mean, yeah, it would probably be a bit goofy, but, that's no pratfall bullshit for Finn. You know what, that's true, but basically because Finn isn't there. That's true. But then we had to do shit like, oh look, we have this dagger, and then literally in the one scene where they need it, they pull out the radial and just hold it from like the right angle and the right distance at the fucking crash site of the second Death Star, and you're like, oh no. Like, okay, here's the thing. I watched this movie actually in cinema with my cousin because she likes Star Wars. I was there and we were like, you know what, we also watched the other one, and like we were like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm there, we're just gonna watch it. You know what, we kind of watched some movies together anyway, like, you know, Spider-Verse and such. It was kind of like, you know, when I was there and she didn't have much, so we just did that. But like, we only had 2 other people in the cinema with us. Most of the time we just laughed at you know, at moments where everyone, you know, where you're supposed to not laugh, we laughed. Everyone did. Except that moment. I swear, they pulled that shit out, hold it up against the, you know, the perfect alignment against the wreckage of the second Death Star, and everyone in that room ground. We were literally like, everyone was there and was like, no, you know what? That's a new low. That's just bad. That's just the worst. Honestly, The Last Jedi could have been way better if they, you know, fucking followed up on a lot of things. Like, here's the thing. One of the main things at the end of The Last Jedi is literally that Finn realizes what kind of rebellion he wants to do. That's a setup. And if you then look into the whole, you know, plan that he was to do a stormtrooper rebellion, you know, becoming a kind of charismatic spin on Han Solo, you know, getting stormtroopers to, you know, rise up, you know, at multiple times and weaken the Empire, you know, First Order, and then, you know, also just doing that would have fitted perfectly. Yeah, you would have waited a few years, but you would look into that and be like, oh, I see where Finn is coming from, I see where he learned stuff, and then we see everything coming to fruition. But you know, they never did that, did they? They cut him out. So, this is the thing that is just so wild for me, because this movie tried to, well, it tried to please fans so much it literally ended up sabotaging everything. Like, cool, you know, everyone who felt that the Last Jedi was pointless, well, cool, everything in that movie was made even more pointless, because some people were just written out. Okay, cool. So others were just given nothing, just literally given nothing. They could have done a lot, but like this is more of the problem of, we can speculate so much about what could have, what could have been, because let's just be real here, the trilogy sucked. And let's just be real here, the main problem they have now is that they kind of want to salvage that with a new trilogy, you know, where Rey is rebuilding the Jedi Order, which is like, I'm gonna be honest here, I don't have anything against the you know, the character of Rey, even though, let's just be real here, Rise of Skywalker is a character assassination and should be made non-canon. Just straight up that. Just make it non-canon. It was so bad. I think the main problem we have is, you know what? Maybe, but you know what the problem for me is, Claire? And this has nothing to do with Rey as a character or anything. This is just the most boring fucking setup of them all. Like...
Thanks for answering the call, Notepads. We have a high priority mission for you.
I mean, here's the thing. The original trilogy also kind of did its own thing to a degree, but it had a focus, you know? It depends. I mean, let's just be real here. One of the main things that they need is the whole part that, well, Rey just kind of realizes that the Jedi might have been shit a bit. Just a teeny tiny bit shit. Yeah, new map, Zep. It's the new map in Chile.
Sector Alpha has been taken by us.
Oh yeah, that the whole Palpatine coming back is just... and then it references a fucking signal that was played in Fortnite. That was... oh my god. Yeah, that's true. That would be something. Like, like, here's the thing. If anything, the one thing I can see is that she might realize that trying to build a new order by, you know, force and doctrine will just result in the same fucking problems again. And you know what? That would be kind of a solid setup, actually. Hell, they could be really based and, you know, actually let her meet, just be like, oh hey, I need to find masters, and then she, you know, actually runs across a Sith master and learns way more valuable shit than from a Jedi master, and being like, oh fuck, hey. Maybe there's more to learn about that. I was there for the Fortnite thing and didn't even get what the message was. Oh god. I never catch the message, but it was... I think I read it up one day and it was bad. Yeah, it's so bad. So baffling, honestly. Like... yeah. But yeah, and now I feel like that movie trilogy is probably also on hold because I think Taika Waititi is making his own series, and that's a different thing. I think it's High Republic even, and then you also have the main problem of the whole show is that, well, how should I put it in the nicest way? But oh my god, did the Jedi fall out of favor? Like. Yeah, the Disney Plus series were kind of a mess, and there were some that were, you know, better than others. You know, from the, you know, Jedi side, it was mainly, well, literally fucking mainly, how is she called again? Ahsoka because, well, you know, that was done by people, you know, who already did Rebels and shit, and it's a Rebels sequel, so it's like, oh yeah, it's already pulling from parts that were, you know, working before. Yeah. I mean, it should be definitely a different Sith than Palpatine. Like, there may be even one that is ideological opposed to Palpatine. Kenobi was fine, yeah, but I think the main problem they have is just simply, well, you see, the Mandalorian exists and Andor, and here's the problem. Like, yeah, people want, like, they want to do the space world stuff again, but the problem is if you have something like Andor come out and just also rise and watch, like, in, you know, watches all the time. Like, what I found out is that, yeah, on launch, not many people watched Andor as the other series, but Andor kept being watched because a lot more people catched up to that. Like, Andor just sits big fat in that whole situation of, oh boy, people really fucking like it. The Mandalorian. I mean, you know what? They have, it's kind of funny that this also became like half of a Clone Wars sequel. And, I mean, the weirdest part is that they kind of want to...
Let's hear it. You're executing the plan. Hold it section.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, the thing about is that I was actually a bit groaning about the idea that, you know, all the you know, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, etc. is, you know, are going to become, you know, get a movie to wrap them up, but also like I'm kind of down for with it now because, again, I mean, here's the thing. Ahsoka is basically, you know, as I said, it is a sequel to Rebels, and basically the whole storyline of Ahsoka is, Thrawn comes back. Yeah, that Thrawn. And he's basically just like, yeah, fuck this. I think they would have they could have made him more competent, which is like, yeah, but so Thrawn is there, and it's kind of interesting because, you know, they're just doing this whole thing that the villain, you know, Mando and such fought against before was just, you know, was one under Thrawn, and that's true. I mean, here's the thing. I do like the idea. Here's the thing what I kind of hate about the whole thing right now, you know? So, on one hand, you have Andor. Andor is just fucking fantastic, and it's its own thing, because it, you know, ties into Rogue One and such, and yeah, just oh, Andor is so good. I should stop just talking about Andor, because, but you know, Mandalorian, Ahsoka and such, they're just kind of doing their own thing. Yeah, that's true. Like, they're doing their own thing. I'm fine with that, because it's like, sure, you just have, you know, your own fun thing that ties into that, and that feels cool. And I like the idea of, you know, them kind of building up to this, you know, coalition that will definitively beat Thrawn, you know, before all the Empire remnants become the First Order. And that's cool, actually. I mean, the main problem that I know is that, well, you see, the movies that play afterwards are already out. And either they just do the whole, yeah, you just didn't hear about it, or we just kind of know that a lot of this shit is gonna be for nothing, because, hey, the Mandalorians are taking back their home, in season 3. That's cool. That's like actually pretty cool. You're like, oh hey, the Mandalorians are reassembling. They can actually be a a counterforce to a lot of big players. But even though they're probably going to align with the New Republic in this scenario because they're more like, yeah, but oh, they have one, technically two, considering they're offering protection to that one planet that doesn't want to be part of the New Republic. So I think if Mandalorian season 4 rolls around, we probably are going to see that the Mandalorians are probably they're probably kind of controlling a bunch of planets, more in the sense of oh hey, you give us resources and we have some ships around and some warriors and all of that. And that's cool. Honestly, it's like they have a planet again. They have their homeworld back. They kind of can become a force again. Yeah, that's the thing. No New Republic, please. Honestly, here's the thing. If anyone would give me if anyone would give me reign over Star Wars and be like, hey, make a sequel to the sequel trilogy, I would just be like, okay, you know what? It's 3 kingdoms in space now. Yet it would have 3 major power blocks. You can easily put in the Mandalorians as one if you want to. And all of them have this idea of, oh yeah, someone should definitely rule the galaxy because, oh yeah, Hut Space is insanely stable, irony. The slugs are doing one hell of a good job. They suck, but yeah, the slugs are surprisingly good. Maybe they should run the galaxy, who knows? Yeah, you could make the Mandalorians, the Hutts, some other stuff. It would not even, you could even have a lot of minor factions. The thing is that they, the main idea is that, that a lot of them would think, hey, either having an empire or a republic or something like someone central should rule the galaxy because that's good. And that ideological conflict is then, kind of the center. That could work. That's an angle. That right there is an angle, and you could make it way more interesting because at that point, who works for who? Sith, Jedi, etc. They're not clear factions. They're just taking part wherever it feels right. But again, they probably are just gonna try doing oh yeah, no, it's a republic again. Be happy now. Yeah. Yeah, that could also be the case. Oh yeah, that would be oh sorry, the whole setup of a 3 kingdoms thing would be yeah, you can just riff on Lu Bu, it's just one of the strongest Jedi and he's just kind of an asshole. I mean, Zeb, what is there left actually, except from the basic forms? The schools of Jedi and Sith were basically, they were formed over millennia, in the Old Republic and Sith Empire era, and then the Sith were wiped out and only small radical cores were left. And here's the thing, even if there are maybe some Sith that still live that were really old, they would definitely not be the same anymore. If one survived, that would probably be like and I think at that point they would probably not even join anything again because they're probably just tired at this point. Like, kinda. Wasn't this a discussion about how you can't please fans? Anyway, I think that what the guy said is like completely right. Like, yeah, don't fucking try to please the fans. You want to make a Fallout show? Just do your fucking own Fallout show. But don't try to be like, oh, I have this checklist of things. No, 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 no. Make a checklist of things you want to see in. Could be. Like, honestly, I think the Grey Order is a bit cheap. I think the main problem you need to probably is look up is the fact that Force religions, you know, again, Force religions, they don't really practice the Force. I mean, they also raise an army of undead in Ahsoka. Oh fuck, sorry. Yeah, they're back. The Night Sisters are a thing in the main universe now, and they also have necromantic powers, so, you know. Sorry if I spoiled that. Yeah, I think the main angle you could go for is actually like, is probably actually something like, is the whole idea that, the Jedi and Sith were inherently corrupted because they were, you know, they were used to uphold systems of power and were thus shaped to support those. Yeah, that's the thing. The Jedi were like, oh, we're protecting the Republic. What are you fucking protecting, Jedi? At that point, you were like, here's the thing. Yes, there were Jedi Knights, but let me put it like this. Knights, you know, in the idea of orders, okay? Orders were usually outside of a lot of, like, let me just put it like this. The best Knight Orders were those that were destroyed by states because the king really fucking hated them. Those Knight Orders that, you know, still exist and are like, oh, the king likes us. Ooh, they were usually kind of shit, like really fucking shit. Yeah, I think this is one angle they could do, like, you know, here's the thing, if this, you know, if there was a Sith thing, you know, that someone could actually extend their life and, you know, become immortal, they could definitely write it in so that, you know, oh, by the way, skate park, wee, skateboards. That they could write in like, oh, hey, Rey actually meets like a really old Sith, and she's be like, yeah, religion was the problem. Go back to vibes. And it's like, oh yeah, that would make sense. But it also would, you know, make way more sense for a Sith to do that, because like, here's the thing. everything is about vibes, and the Sith emotionally are way more about vibes.
Have secured more sectors than the hostiles.
Yeah, true. True. Which, you know, which it was to a big part in the original movie, actually. Like, the Force was just, you know, the whole hippie thing. Like, you know, you just need to vibe and be chill, and then you can do everything. And, like, the Death Star, the Death Star isn't destroyed by the Force, quote-unquote. It's literally just by Luke being the chillest dude around, technically. Go. Yeah. That could be a thing. Or, you know, just being like, you know, or just face that, or just make her face it with the whole idea that what she knows from Palpatine is not what all Sith are. I mean, hell. You know what? That would actually be kind of... That would actually be to a degree. And let me just be clear. To a degree, that would be... It would be probably one of the perfect endings to that trilogy if, you know, Rey actually renounces being a Jedi because, you know, what she believes in the Force and stuff, but, you know, that thing that kind of makes her powerful because she just believes in that, is very much more spiritually and ideological driven. And if she actually realizes that the idea of the Jedi Order she tries to, you know, rebuild, tries to follow up with, entails, you know, redoing the cycle and, you know, learning from, like, an old Sith master that you should just vibe and do what you feel right, and then everything will work out to, you know, more of the classic thing. It would kind of make it kind of a really neat bow tie on the end, because A, it would really wrap up the whole story from the prequel era about about the prequel era, because it's like you know, that story was all about how the Jedi Order sucked. So that's a thing. But also you could but also the whole thing that she always resented Kylo Ren, only to realize that she might be more Sith than him, actually, but, you know, in the positive sense. That would wrap it up. Claire said, unfortunately that will never happen because branding is an even more powerful force than the... Yeah. It definitely is like that. Ah, that sucks so much. I mean, here's the thing. If they ever let me do a Star Wars movie, it would be unhinged as fuck. Like, holy shit, I can tell you already, I would set forms on fire, but people would probably look at it and be like, holy shit, there is something in there for me. Because it would be fucked up and weird and dark and just a mess, because I just kind of like the idea of writing like stories with characters that are messes. Just like completely fucked up beings. But, you know, you relate to a degree. But still, yeah. You know what? The main thing that we can hope for is the fact that this series now have showrunners. Hey, remember when Disney said, like, oh yeah, we're doing series differently and better without showrunners, and then a few years later they're like, oh yeah, actually we're going back to showrunners? Luke was right, the Jedi need to end. You know what? That would be one hell of a line in the movie. I mean, I can tell you already who will be livid and screaming and kicking, but it would be one hell of a good line. Now, you know what? We just need to hope that the next, that the next Star Wars movies or series are not developed by Aspyr, and it's probably gonna be fine. I mean, it's just a very easy dunk, I have to say that. That Aspyr situation is so embarrassing. I can't even begin. Aspyr. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, it's like, oh hey, we're putting in Kid Fisto. You're like, oh that's cool, you did some extra work. Oh no, we just copy pasted a fucking mod in there.
This water source is irreplaceable. Without it, we can lose our foothold
And we didn't credit anyone.
on the ground.
I don't think we need to, because technically this is not illegal. Oh yeah, that is just one hell of a shit show, honestly. Oh yeah, not changing file names, not crediting anyone. It's like, wow, Aspyr. What the fuck did you expect from people? That they're like, yay, you stole mods. You know what? You know what? I am gonna do something I usually don't do, but holy shit do I have to actually break it to fucking Bethesda games for once. Like, I know people were like, the anniversary edition is kinda, you know, cheap and stuff. You know, oh, they just put in some stuff and mods. And it's like, here's the thing. I'm not even that angry, you know, when a game that is old, you know, 10 years old or something, and, you know, had a rich modding community and stuff, that some of that gets included, okay? Because that's something. And it's like, the thing is that at the very least with Bethesda, okay, they did not, you know, they were like, oh yeah, we're just handpicking some mods that we are thinking that would just be, you know, perfect in the game. Actually, we can just make them official. That is, again, if you're a modder, that is kind of a high honor. But also, most importantly, they fucking paid the people. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, I know this is going to happen to Starfield because, well, for that Starfield would need to be interesting and people would need to play it. But still, literally, people modded, and then one day Bethesda knocked at their door and were like, "Hey, can we put your mods in our game, like as an official upgrade thing, and you will get money for that and credit." I'm sorry, like, yeah, you're a modder, and suddenly you fucking get money from your shit and credit that you can put in your resume if you want to apply for a job. That's good. I know people will claim that the thing was lazy, but in terms of, you know, we want to put mods in our games, and, you know, this was done right. This was actually done right. And then you just look at Aspyr and it's like, oh hey, they literally just fucking copy pasted the mod. Didn't even ask, didn't credit. Like, here's the thing, if they were like, hey, can we use your mod? We even, you know, polish it a bit and stuff, but like, we use your mod, put it in there, and we credit you and shit. people would be like, you know, a lot of the mods would probably already be like, yeah, sure, do that. That's cool. It's in the real. Everyone is now going to play your Kid Fisto mod. And you can literally point towards people being like, hey, I did that. That's me. Okay, you know what, Claire? I need to be honest. I always tried watching some videos about Starfield, but I don't even know what the fucking story is about. How stupid is it, by the way? How stupid is the story of Starfield? I don't know, probably. A lot of people will probably be like, huh, I didn't hear much about Starfield, so maybe we'll try checking it out. But I feel like they're probably not gonna do much more than that, because, yeah. I kinda heard that, yeah, that they're hunting alien artifacts. And they give you basically Dragonborn powers, so, you know, that's that.
Situation report. We push the Russians out, but they will counterattack.
What? Okay. What? As if they didn't. That even occurred. What? As if they wanted to make a smaller game, actually.
Those sectors now occupied by hostiles.
Wait, what? Yeah, so, sorry. Okay. Okay, sorry, are you fucking wait, no. Like, okay, so...
Attacking objective Charlie 1.
Why though? Like, here's the thing. Okay, yeah, you're traveling to a parallel world, and that's New Game Plus. I get that, but also, like, that's the rough draft. Yeah, that's a neat idea of, like, oh, you explain New Game Plus in lore, but, like... Yeah, what was the point of the artifacts, then? That is actually kind of, yeah, that's actually kind of stupid if you think about that. But also, what does New Game Plus bring, actually? It's not like... Honestly, I was like, just to do the same thing again. You know what? If this was like more, if this was more like, oh, you're actually trapped in, you know, pocket universes, and you need to like, here's the thing. Imagine if A, they had less planets, and B, they would do it more like, you know, oh, you have like the small core system and then more systems around that. But it's more like, oh, you're trapped in pocket dimensions and you need to advance higher up, and it's like, with each different thing, you know, the rules change a bit and the factions change. But you know what, I'm probably overthinking that idea, because then you would have probably an interesting game to begin with, actually, so, you know. But honestly, every time I'm hearing people like, oh, we make an acronym out of a word to sound cool, or, you know, we explain New Game Plus in lore, and it's like, you know what? nearly all of those twists are never nearly as interesting as Vega from the first Star Trek movie. Like, that was very simple, kinda dumb, but you know, it worked, and it was pulled off. Okay, kinda okay, the movie is very slow moving, but it was probably, it was kinda fun, because it's very obvious if you think about it for 1 second, but you're like, oh yeah. I didn't think of the obvious thing, actually. Except Drake's Dogma. Hey, I'm not gonna talk about a lot of that stuff, because again, my girlfriend still has to finish that. One day, maybe. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma is just sitting hard on the back burner for us, because it's like, on one hand we have Monster Hunter, and if you ask which ones are, the Frontier and Rise. That's that. And also, right now, Europa Universalis 4, so Pain. Well, Europa Universalis isn't really Pain. It is cool, it is really fucking cool, honestly. I just wish I would understand it. Like, hey, I'm playing Wiki 3, I Europa Universalis 4, it's like, ha 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 ha. No. Just no. And we got some expansions because we're like getting into that, and it's like, hey, let's play the Ottomans. Oops, that spiraled, you're dead. And I'm like, what? Yep, you failed to conquer 2 countries. But the one is just hardcore, and like, it just has this one giant fort. Like, yeah, fuck you. I don't like you, die. I really want EU5 to be a thing so long as they stay the fuck away from Mana. Mana is actually pretty fucking cool of a mechanic in my opinion. Because it actually allows you a lot of flexibility to, you know, especially roughly, you know, approximately a lot of mechanics that you couldn't do otherwise. But I mean, it's probably coming. I spent ages attempting to solo the insult dragon for its claw to make the improved armor and weapons charms, only to realize after I succeeded that I probably already had the claws in storage. Ugh. Ah, yeah. Oh no. By the way, I was almost also going to ask Claire if you maybe want to like do the one key quest and urgent quest before the next stream on Friday. Just so we, you know, don't that we can maybe get some other stuff done and start a bit later into the rank, because that much new stuff will not come that fast, I think. But EU5, it's apparently a thing. Like a lot of stuff is leaking, and apparently the studio so interestingly, EU5 is apparently not made in at Paradox Stockholm, but Paradox Tinto. You know, the studio they founded for the EU4 DLCs. So looks like they're actually doing EU5. Which, I mean, you know what? I've heard some interviews. They seem like they actually understand EU better than most devs, so it's probably gonna be fine. Yeah, Europa Universalis is like... It's kind of interesting to look at this game, because you're like... It's a monster, and you're playing it, and you're like, yeah, it is a monster of a game. But then you also just kind of realize how it is the most quintessential Paradox Interactive game to a big degree. Like, yeah, you're... How's it called?
All hostiles retreating. You've heard your rep today, no pants.
Like, yeah, you have like so many interlocking mechanics that it's like, oh hey, we have we could simulate a lot more. There's already a dev diary for Project Tinto, and everything from symbols to the map they showed screams EU5. Yeah, you know what? It kind of makes sense that the studio that made EU4 DLCs is making EU5. The main thing that I'm wondering is now how much will be in EU5. Like, from how they talked about it, they will probably rework a few mechanics. But yeah, that's the thing. Okay, should we do one more round or should we quit here? Currently having like a nice talk. That's more of a question for chat. Should we do one more round or?
Auf geht's.
Why are you looking at me then?
Oh yeah, that you know what? I can totally see that. Here's the thing though. The big problem is more like other than Crusader Kings 3, there are a bunch of things that will probably stay the same in terms of mechanics. You know, we're talking about anyway, so I can also play. We also got some essential DLC. The thing is, in EU4, what is essential is way more spread out, in my opinion. And it's not like, you have some unique mechanics for Nordic cultures, and you have some unique mechanics for Muslim countries, which they also gutted to a degree, which is kind of shit. The decadency system was kind of interesting, actually. They could expand on that.
EU4 has that.
But ironically, it still has that.
Today you will join our allies in the Thousand Petals
No.
as an aquifer in Chile. The water there is under protection by the Americans, although they have ulterior motives in assisting the local militia. Valuable supplies of lithium are being mined out of the area and exported north.
I mean, yeah. So I think probably something like the Golden Age mechanic will be in there, because that just makes way too much fucking sense to be in an EU game. I can totally see them probably doing the whole army professionalism system from Cradle of Civilization. That also just sounds like I haven't played EU4 much, but I really like the concept of the paths that function as rewards, but I kind of like the reverse of the Hearts of Iron 4 focus trees. Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting, because I always kind of like the focus trees in Hearts of Iron 4, but I think the missions in EU4 are just... They're definitely inspired from that, but other than, you choose something and go down that path, to get down that path, you need to actively do things to get bonuses that help you on that path, which just is such a good idea that it's like, here's the thing, if I can make one prediction about, what comes after Sphere of Influence for Victoria 3, it's probably that. Probably in one random update it's gonna be that, and then they will probably be like, hey, we add some, we had some general stuff for everything, and we already have some, more unique missions for Brazil and France, and then, probably, the big ones, a few of the big ones. And then those will become kind of the immersion pack things. Because, honestly, the mission idea of EU4 makes so much sense for Wiki 3, in my opinion. Like, oh yeah, you're working towards certain things, and then you can do the certain things better. It's like, yeah. I mean, to a degree, the whole, how's it called? The whole unlock tech tree from Stellaris was because of the mission system from EU4. Which, Martin also worked on. So, I'm like, yeah, that could happen. Yeah, World War II needs one. It's like, World War II is more like, you have this idea, you have an idea and you go down that, while the whole more like, you do missions and you get rewards from that, I think it would definitely work very well in Victoria 3, that you can get, you get shit done and you have some extra stuff to do.
Yes, there's multiple paths that exclude each other. You could adopt a mission system for Hearts of Iron 4.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, you have your your exclusive alternate history paths, so you can't take the other ones then, otherwise it's basically a guide to play more historically.
Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, the idea that you need to fulfill stuff to actually get the missions is what I like about EU4, because as you said, it kind of gets you to play more historically, because you're actually kind of incentivized to get Constantinople, and then oh, hey, free casus bellis on certain regions. Might as well use them. So, yeah, a lot of stuff will be get into ahistoric places anyway, because, for example, if you play Malaysia, or the Malay Kingdom, it's like, yeah, a lot of that stuff did not happen because they were more, you know, not doing shit during that time of history. But still, it would make sense.
U.S. troops invading Bravo 1.
For Hearts of Iron 4, yeah, that could be the case, but I don't know. I just think, like, again, for Victoria 3, missions feel like they will come at some point, because they just, again, make way more sense, especially now. You know, nowadays the immersion packs are fun, but let's just be real here, they don't do much with the current systems. Meanwhile, if you had something like, oh hey, here are missions for Brazil, that give you, for example, some benefits, some buffs to your army and stuff, that would work out well, and, I mean, yeah, way more. I mean, hell, France could be way more interesting in that regard, because, like, one of the main things in Wiki 3 is in the beginning is that, oh, you need to, you know, you kind of should rally behind one of the, you know, the royal families, like the, you know, the old ones, the Napoleons, etc. And you're like, oh, hey, that's literally one of the most interesting things if we, you know, make a mixture of Hearts of Iron 4 and EU4, because it would literally be like, the one you decide for in the beginning would also, you know, unlock different missions you could do later. It would make so much sense to do that in a big Orléans Bonaparte and Bourbons. Yeah, genau. What? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? No, seriously, why are you laughing? What is the problem?
Because you're Deutscht again.
It's Bourbon.
You said genau.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Meows, genau. Okay.
U.S. troops attacking Echo 1.
Eliminated!
Fuck you. Knife to the face. Ah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thank you for that comment. By the way, if anyone wants to also try this game, I think from the 21st to 24th or something, it's actually free to play. So if we want to make, like, you know, a play session on the server, we could do tanking together. That would be fun.
Isn't that called 21st?
21st, yeah, 21st to 24th. Take, ooh! Rank 192, and they just got your dog tags. Oh, fuck, no, I died. And you... yeah. Well, yeah, we can do, like, a session on the server. Again, it's free to play, from then to then, so you can check it out. Would probably kind of fun. Would be kind of fun to do that. But yeah, I think the missions will happen. But EU4 is so fascinating because the whole, you know, the golden era system. Like, I look at that and I'm like, holy shit, Crusader Kings 3 needs that. And then, okay, I guess Wiki 3 also, because just
It has a version of it with the legacy system.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not the same, you know. Like, I think the main thing that fascinates me of EU4 is that the game is insanely complex and like, holy fucking shit, I have problems following what is there because there's so much interlocking stuff and so much going on at once, and also it's a bit
Not that much interlocking, actually. In my
yeah,
opinion.
but it's a bit fiddly also, but not that much. It's an interesting balance. It's just
There are a lot of systems.
there are a lot of systems that you just need to. But when you learn about one system, you're like, it's so funny because I think EU4 really is with all the updates and all the DLC and such, and it kinda is actually really the quintessential Paradox Interactive game. And I get why it kept being there, which is kind of wild to think why people then kept saying, where's Wiki 3 when, I mean, yeah, EU5 is coming, but like, here's the thing. The irony about EU5 is that I feel the best thing they could do is sell EU5, and it's just the same content as EU4, just, you know, nicer looking and better engine. Like, yeah, they will.
I would love some things to be easier to find.
Oh, true. They could definitely clean up menus and stuff and make
I
it
took
more.
like 2 sessions, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to find out where the fucking innovations tab is. To embrace the Renaissance. Oh, that was pain.
Yeah, they definitely could do like on that part. But the irony is more like EU4 right now is such a big game that they will run into the problem that they will inevitably sell the same content again if they want to, if they actually reset it. Even if they keep a lot of stuff that's you know, again, a lot of more stuff that was considered core gameplay additions in EU4, like again, the Golden Era system, the Army Professionalism system, the upgrading Centers of Trade system. Jesus fuck EU4. Also, hey,
Yes! One down!
what? Take a wild guess. In what kind of DLC do you get the ability to upgrade your trade centers? Like, take a wild fucking guess in which DLC it is. I think a good way to approach making you 5 is to uninstall all the DLC from 4 and try playing and figure out what you can't live without. Honestly, yeah, I think stuff like the Golden Age system is very high on that list again. And again, upgrade trade centers, which makes way more sense because it's like, before that, you can't upgrade your trade centers and make, you know, more money. It's just, fuck you. It's like, oh, okay, good. Yeah, upgrading trade centers was in Dharma. A fucking Indian branded DLC. Kinda, you know, with the name even more implying religious shit, but no. Upgrading trade centers is in there. Just what? What the fuck, EU4? Like, in Crusader Kings 2, like, the DLC names were actually pretty descriptive. They were like, this is the Muslim DLC. This is the, you know, Norse DLC. This is the one with the plague. This is the one with, a lot of, you know, fantastic elements. With the Republic. I mean, that one is actually pretty easy to know in EU4.
Still.
But yeah, EU4 is like, no, you get that in, you get that in, the Dharma, about the Indian subcontinent. We're like, oh, okay. Putting references in DLC that makes sense. Impossible. I mean, you know, in CK2, you at least were like, oh yeah, that makes sense. in what you want to get, what is essential. But also, yeah, in EU4, it's like, oh yeah, you know what? The whole army professionalism system, which kind of gives you just extra bonuses and is about how much your army is more or less, you know, a standing professional army of later ages versus a feudal levy system.
Or mercenaries.
About, you know, or mercenaries.
Could it be in domination?
In domination, or art of war, or common sense. No, it's not common sense. Would be funny because it's common sense. No, it's in Cradle of Civilization, which isn't about fucking Africa. It's about the Muslims. What? I mean, I guess Mesopotamia, but like, it adds a lot to the Ottomans, and like, I don't think Constantinople was the cradle of civilization. That kind of goes to Babylonia, and they just get adjacent substance. What the fuck is going on?
Well, at least you're figuring out Subcom slowly.
Oh yeah, I do that. Subcom is fun. I wish they would make a second game.
If there was a Subcom 2, it would be a really good game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Would be a shame if Square Enix fucked that up. Very random to say, why would Square Enix publish an RTS? Yeah, actually, very random. Or, you know, it would be also very random if they just made an amazing first beta and then just reworked the whole game to be ass. That would suck, wouldn't it? That would, oh boy, that would suck so much. We do not talk about Supreme Commander 2 in this house.
You did.
Yeah, Cradle is more Cradle of Humankind, but still, again, it's about Muslim countries who are, you know, in Arabia and Ottoman Empire, which is like, what? That's still off by a few hundred kilometers, at least. You know what, I usually don't talk about it, but like, yeah, oh god, Supreme Commander 2 sucks so much ass. It's so bad. It's not, it is incredible how bad it is.
I don't think you usually don't talk about it. I think you talk about it every time Subcom is brought up.
I mean, sorry, how can't I do? It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
How the fuck do, I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, they could have just literally done Ever Forever again in a good engine. They could have done that. Or even though if they just made, you know, a bit of an own spin on the game. But still, the thing is, they had a home run because, again, the original Subcom engine is ass. Like, here's the thing. If you don't know what I mean, Supreme Commander is an RTS that allows you to build up to 1,000 units and more per player. The most played kind of map is a 4v4 map. It gets a bit insane. Also, it literally simulates bullets and projectiles. So you'll probably be like, oh hey, that sounds like it's a game that can be kinda stressful on the hardware. Yes. Anyway, it is single core only hard coded. I don't know why. There are explanations there. Still kinda dumb in the context of the game, but still. That's that. The only reason why it's still, you know, being able to play nowadays is simply because my Ryzen core right now is just really fucking powerful. And can just brute force everything. That's it. That's the reason. It's a strong core. But it's still a single core. So they're making a sequel to that game. They're throwing out literally everything that made the first game good, and the only people that defend the second game literally refuse to touch the first game.
American forces have won this battle. They will
Huh.
not win the next.
Well, that's definitely not the best. I mean, if it's later better, I heard good shit from people about that, but yeah. But yeah, basically, it's just like, literally, like, oh hey, you have a fluid resource system about balancing income and outcome. Yeah, that's not the thing anymore. You just pay, like, you know, your usual RTS anymore. Oh, so that part is just gone now. Big units, big unit amounts. No, we don't do that anymore. We literally just hard cap it. Even though they could do it, the beta literally had higher unit cap amounts, and the old resource system, and the old tech system, and they just threw all of that out. They were like, now you have tech trees. Why? Tech trees that give you minimal increases so your units are good now? It's just like, why the fuck is that a thing? What the fuck? I'm just baffled. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, auto battlers can be fun if
Auto battlers can be fun, true. That would be kind of wild if they just made a really fun auto battler, actually. But yeah, no, Supreme Commander 2, insane amount of ass. It's
I think
wild.
the best thing it has are some interesting experimental ideas.
Oh, true. But that's it, actually. I mean, they could have had that with the beta systems, which they threw out because
I don't remember much about the beta anymore.
the beta was way more like the first game. Probably not perfect as much as we remember, but it was good. It was a sequel.
I mean, the first game wasn't perfect because Gas Powered Game patched it sometimes really good and sometimes real bad.
Yeah, they were onto something, but they were not literally the most cooking people. They were like a bit stumbling. But still, again, the first game had a formula, and the beta of the second game had also that formula. And they threw it out because, and this is the thing probably that radicalized me into saying everyone who is not actively playing RTS multiplayer and put time and effort into multiplayer should shut the fuck up about RTS in multiplayer online. Like, oh, I play RTS? No. If you just play against bots, or if you just play the campaign, shut the fuck up. If you dare to, delete your channel. I do not really care anymore, because you are literally the people that ruin these games. Because literally, when I sit there and point out that the beta of Subcom is good, and then you have whiny assholes on the other hand being like, I don't understand the resource system. And then they just got the resource system because some people are too fucking dumb to get income-outcome balance. Like, again, a core identity of the game's fucking series. Yeah, cool. You're just ruining the game for everyone, you fucking idiots. Oh, hey, and you know what? Dawn of War 3? Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't really perfect. But you know what? That could have been patched, fixed, and expanded. It had a basis. There was something. It needed work. But no, then... with PvE, RTS... Oh, it has everything to do with them. Those fuckers come online, go into their YouTube channels, and make like... this game isn't really working in the beta videos, and they just show just show everyone that they can't play the fucking game. It's like... That happened so many times. All of the times, actually. Like, here's the thing. When Dawn of War 3 beta was out, people were like saying, the game is dumb and I don't understand the core mode. A, you're just bad at RTS. B, I can prove it because fucking Dawn of War 3 is balanced around building forward bases. Guess what no one does? And then complains that my units have to walk to the front so long. Yes, because you fucking idiot built your whole base at the back of the map, and now like, why can't they run so, why do they need to run so long to reinforce? Listen, build the shit at the front where it belongs, then you can reinforce at the front. This is why we stomped literally everyone in the beta. Literally everyone. Like, this is so baffling because, again, these people upload their videos, and the only reason you can actually take them seriously is if you have no fucking clue about playing RTS in multiplayer, because they're just having blatant, like, evidence that they cannot play. It is wild. Like, I think the best comparison I can do for normal people is, remember that one video from Polygon where, I don't know, someone who never played shooters was, got a controller in hand and was supposed to play Doom, and it looked really, really shitty, and it was like, oh wow, that looks shitty because someone who doesn't play FPS games was handed the controller and was told that was an issue people had because that's not my experience with the PvE crowd. They had that. They literally tried to be smart about the beta, and they just exposed themselves. It was wild.
I mean, I also critiqued it as a MOBA because it had heroes and 3 lanes, even though every game in the Dawn of War series kind of had that.
Oh yeah. Listen, it has heroes and 3 lanes. It's a MOBA. So technically, Supreme Commander also has a hero unit and 3 lane maps. Is that a MOBA now? Dawn of War 1 has hero units and 3 lanes.
Maybe Zep has more exposure to, like, reasonable people.
It could be, but you know what? Every time this happens, I go online. A lot of people just expose their ass. It's wild. And yeah, back then with Supreme Commander 2, same people who never played Subcom 1 kept defending it, that it's so good. And it's like, listen, if this is you're a MOBA now. I am a MOBA, yes. Look, I'm a hero, and I have 3 lanes. Somewhere. Yeah, the 3 lanes for 3 thoughts. Not at once, back to back. That should be enough.
I mean, Dawn of War 3 had problems, like the Space Marines were overpowered and so on, but...
Star Wars Empire at War, which the RTS junkies I know like to jack off at. Every fucking... Here's the thing.
Pretty much every RTS has at least some 3-lane maps.
Yeah, there are some 2-lane maps, but most of them have it. Because here's the thing. Most fucking games have 3-lane map design. Because the rough idea of 3 roughly distinct areas of fighting in is, ironically, a really good layout for first-person shooters and RTS. It is surprisingly all round.
Yeah.
It is like, here's the thing. I'm gonna just prove it right now with probably the dumbest thing I could do ever.
Okay.
Because listen, we just played on that. There we go. So, yeah, I need to very quickly get the browser window somewhere else. There we go. There we go. Okay. And there we go. This is the map we're currently playing. We played on. This is not. I just with more need to shut the fuck up because hot take. It's all the same thing. Resource distribution competitions. Kinda, yeah. There's differences, but still. Again, this is the map we played on right now. I literally streamed this map multiple times. Look how there's basically a path down here, with a bit of variation, but There's a lane down here. There's a lane in the middle.
You mean there's a jungle in between the lanes?
Yes.
A jungle
and there's
of
like
concrete.
one up here. Oh my god, it's a MOBA! It's a MOBA!
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Here's the problem. I think MOBAs are fine, RTS are fine, shooters are fine, and
It's like
everything else is fine.
I mean, here's the thing. A MOBA is basically, to a degree, here's the thing. A MOBA is, I would say, kind of a structure for a team match with asymmetric abilities. You can either do that the quote-unquote classic way, by having it basically be RPG characters facing off, kind of like a Diablo, etc. Or you could actually go way more in the other action way, and let me put it like this. There is an open market for a 3D brawler MOBA. There is one. And if anyone's like, oh, how would that look like? Have you ever played Anarchy Reigns from Platinum Games? Anyway, a second game with a MOBA structure would be a fucking big hit, because that game rules. Anyway, let's just go back here. Yeah, hearing the 3-lane thing is just wild. But yeah, RTS with MOBA, it needs to shut the fuck up. RTS are different, MOBAs are different. Like, you can't just, one of the most transferable skills in the industry are level/map design. It is. Like, ironically, if you do, here's the irony. Architecture and urbanism, like urban design, also translate well into map design. I know that because, fun fact, I did some mapping back in the day for Unreal Tournament. Fuck you, Epic, for killing the fourth one. I want it back. But yeah, you definitely have a lot of overlapping things there, because a lot of stuff is very, very similar to a degree. You need to place stuff and, spread things out. It's very universal. But also a lot of stuff is universal. Like, I made the whole question on Twitter the other day. How well can you actually transfer an FPS map into an RTS and the other way around? Sure, you could probably say that is not that easy. Okay? Like, for example, if you had, if you look at Battlefield, this is like something that would probably be able to, that is something that you could easily actually turn into, for example, Company of Heroes. I think someone actually puts some Battlefield 5 maps into Company of Heroes 2, which is like, that makes sense, actually. They're kind of the same scale anyway, to a degree. Subcom will be probably harder, but still, you can do that. But they are still very, very similar to a big degree. Sure, RTS kind of wants you to make way more, way more mirrored maps, because that just makes especially sense. It just makes more sense. Like, Saturn's Clutch wouldn't work if one side wouldn't have an island. Or if the island wasn't symmetrical on one side.
Both sides have one island, yes.
Yeah, let's just put it
But
up.
they're asymmetrical in the sense that there are always two sides opposing each other, one with and one without.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna put it up here so everyone can see what I mean. So anyway, this is one of the best RTS multiplayer maps ever made in existence.
Yeah.
And it has been redone so many times. Wait, which game is that? Oh, that looks funky. Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Honestly, I respect that to a degree. I respect that. Definitely respect that. But yeah, Saturn's Clutch. This is just one of the best maps hands down ever made. But you see how symmetrical it is. Because, let me put it like this. If only this island existed and this wouldn't, the map would be insanely imbalanced. If the island would sit, right in the middle here, and there was no island here, it would still be symmetrical and work. But it has to be symmetrical, else the map would be so out of balance. Like, symmetry is like so much needed in RTS, it's insane actually. But you can still make it interesting. Again, this right here just has everything. Like, again, you have the front players that will have a land war over here, and there's like wreckage, so you can get back, how's it called? Mass and energy. So, mass. Yeah. I like RTS asymmetrical. Like, test player abilities and games that... it's, you know what? It's an interesting concept, but the problem is more like, you would need to make like one side of the map, different than the other. But if you would, make both sides different, the balance just falls apart just so quickly in RTS because, it's just a way finer balance than in a shooter actually. But yeah, here it's like, again, you have the mass you fight over.
The C side, the C players, are technically fighting asymmetrically.
Oh yeah, they definitely do it. This is why Satins is actually so fun, because again, as you can see here, one side...
The south player with the island.
Yeah.
No, the south player with the island.
This one?
No.
This
In
one.
the south, there's one player with an island.
Yeah.
No, not that one. That's the one without. That's the one with the island.
You know that up is north.
Yes, but the south player with the island.
Oh, okay.
There's south and north.
Yeah, okay. This player with the island. Yeah.
Yes. They have the highest chance of getting the island.
Yeah.
Because closest.
Mm.
Yeah. But they would need to build air and not navy. So if they forgo the island and instead concentrate on navy, they can surprise the north player very well. But the north player could also say, fuck it, I'm building air as my first lab and just steal the island from you.
But also, control of either of the water areas is absolutely vital, because the thing is, on
as soon
Tech
as
2,
you control the ocean and get on T2, you can kill the other middle player.
yeah, if the middle player isn't prepared, I was you help me because you see, one of the strongest things you have are cruise missiles in Tech 2.
Tactical missiles, you mean?
Tactical missiles, but you have ships that can fire them, and so actually having naval supremacy on one side, and and being able to have your missile ships, tech missile ships, allows you to just bombard the other player on the mid lane, which is also important. And if you're wondering what this person does here, air shield. This person here is just air shield and attacking. Because someone needs
attacking.
and teching, yes,
Not attacking.
yeah, air shield and teching, so you're fast up. So this is just what makes this map so fucking good. Yes, it's still symmetrical, but everyone has a different job to do. No one is building directly the same thing. Both water naval players have to make very quick decisions of, oh hey, do I take the island? Do I get naval? Do I do the same here? Which is harder, so maybe more naval.
Especially what I like in those big 4v4 maps is accept a minimum of APM. Unless some of your allies fall, because you literally can't be fast enough in this game. And also, high APM doesn't bring you that much extra in comparison to StarCraft, for example.
Yeah.
It's way more important to be able to look into the future and act accordingly with your build orders.
Oh yeah.
I have engineers that already have... in minute 5, I have a build order for the next 15 minutes for them.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main things you need to do. But it's just so cool. And then you still need to be like, oh, which one of the 4 factions do you pick? Because all of them have way different units. And this is what I love about this. The map is symmetrical, but has asymmetrical elements that are, still symmetrical. So it works. But then also you have the whole thing, just if you start in the front, you have 4 factions to choose from. And are you maybe going with, Cyberans and just spam the fuck out of your laser bots? that's a good thing to do, actually, because you can break... If you get the tech right with Sirens, you can just break through.
Yeah, the
And, like,
Sirens are very all-round, yeah.
The UEF, fairly okay. You can hold the middle. Like, your tanks are all right. The same kind of goes for Seraphim, but I would say the Seraphim are like you get tech 2 and you break through. It's kind of similar, but yeah, to Sirens, but yeah.
No. Sirens don't have a strong tech 2, I don't know.
They're a solid tech 2.
No.
It's more like you're
not
probably
good.
faster on it.
No. I'm sorry, you just don't know shit about Sirens.
Fuck off! I'm playing them. You don't.
I know. That's the problem.
But yeah, you like Seraphim is like you. Like here's the thing: Seraphim Tech 1 isn't that good. You can hold the line, but it's not that good. Actually, it costs you more than everyone else. But if you're Tech 2, you literally have the best Tech 2 unit in the whole fucking game. The best Tech 2 land unit, and you can break through. Or are you going Aeon, who can just spam the shit out of that T1 tank, which is also a hover tank, so you can actually help people win naval if you want to. So it's just like, Saturn's Clutch is like one of the most perfect multiplayer maps I know out there. It is so good. Because in this game, with these mechanics, it just covers so much at once that you ironically can't replicate it, except if you would make another, well, subcom style game with air, naval, and land. You can't do it any other way, but it's just so good. Fuck, I know that about subcom so much now.
Yep, you did.
Anyway, I hope you had fun with some shooty bang bang today. It was kind of fun to check out. Yeah, if you want to, we can definitely... again, there's a free playtime on the 21st. That is from Thursday, actually. So Thursday evening, if anyone wants to, or, maybe Saturday, we can set up some squads on the server and play some rounds. And yeah, it's free to play, so that will work. Wargame Red Dragon had like 4 versions of that map. Wargame... Wait, what? I don't really see it.
Maybe they don't have pictures.
They could have, but considering they have they have like air, naval, and such. Not the same, but they could definitely. They could have. It would probably be a game where it worked. But yeah, Battlefields, it's free to play from Thursday onwards. If you want to play, just write in the Discord and such. You can just download it then for free and we can play. Yeah, hope you all had fun. Hope it was fun to look into that. If you're still here, Torbis, that was really fun just running into you randomly online. Bamboozled. And yeah, see you all again tomorrow for, well, more Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully that will not end in a shit show again. Oh god, what did I say? It will end in a shit show. Our current plan is to just murder everyone we don't vibe with. Which is a lot of people in Baldur's Gate. The city shall be cleansed. Have a good night, yeah. And sleep well, stay healthy, all of that. Bye.